Tom, your thoughts on the current state of the team?
Well, I was disappointed in the way we played, and looking at the film, I was even more disappointed. I do not think we're doing the little things. There's no question if Aaron Henry, we got to get him playing better. That would probably be the first on my list. What I did is I looked through the first 8 games of last year, try to get some semblance of where we are. So as I looked at this time last year, we were shooting about almost 40% from the 3. But a lot of that was Josh Langford was shooting 44.5. And Josh was averaging 17.5 points. So that's number one. We got to shoot the ball a little bit better. But we're still scoring 80 points a game. And 80 points a game is a lot of points. We should win 95% of our games. So our defense must improve a little bit. We've got to do that. And saying that, Rocket won't play tomorrow, and he might not play next week. He's got a little stress reaction on a bone that is a non-weight bearing. That's why for about 5 weeks now, if you see him dragging his leg or with it taped all the time, it seemed like a calf injury, but as we tried to find out a little bit more about it, so it's nothing that's going to be a lengthy period of time, but it just drops that 2-guard thing down one more spot. So I'd say that even though it seems like our offense, I'd say our defense has to improve a little bit, our rebounding, our free throw shooting, and then we got to get our lineup straight. It's been a little bit of a chaotic part of it, figuring out how to get 2 guys in there, and one of our main 3 has not played real well and has got to play better.
Krzyzewski said that once you get a rotation down, this team's going to be pretty deadly. Do you think that's the...
Once we get a rotation down, but this rotation would have been helped this week, and now
with injuries you can't
one of the main keys. But I'll stress this to you. Last year we were 6-2 at this time with everybody. This year we're 5-3 with probably a tougher schedule and definitely a tougher road schedule. So I'm not panicking over that. I'm disappointed that Cassius's numbers, other than a little bit down in the 3-point shooting, which we're all worried about Cassius for rightful reasons, he's taking the same exact amount of shots as he did last year. He's got a few less assists than last year because we're not making shots. Cassius is doing fine. Xavier's up in just about every category except field goal percentage a little bit and free throws a little bit. But his rebounding is up. He's doing fine. When you start looking at just analytics and stats, you can see the different numbers. Aaron is our most electric player. He can run, he can jump, he can rebound, he can dunk, he can score. He's still shooting pretty well, and he's shooting pretty well from the 3. It's the intangible things that I think he's got to bring to the table. So there's nothing wrong with putting pressure on your big 3, because that's the reason we were going to be good is our big 4. One of those is gone, and so the big 3 got to step up a notch. And I think spent a lot of time with Aaron the other day, and I think he saw where he's got to do a little bit more.
Fighting through the fatigue, mentioning Coach Garland was saying it down here, but also in terms of, I don't want to say this team isn't fighting, but where, I guess, is it harder? It seems like it's just maybe not. Is it harder to emphasize that or get them to be more, I guess, fierce like you would hope they were?
I think it's hard for you to ask. Are you saying that we're not playing at a level that you're used to seeing Michigan State play at? That's a little better way to insult me, because you're right. You're right. We're not playing with the same. Now, I don't know totally what it is. We've got 2 new guys in there. Markey played 3 minutes a game for 24 games last year. So he's a freshman. Okay, Gabe and them are freshmen. I looked on our sheet, and where we had all these minutes coming back, we've got a lot of them that aren't back right now, or a lot of the minutes aren't back. So some of it is we're playing with so many new guys, and they're overthinking, and they're doing this and that. Even our subs are mostly freshmen or a sophomore that didn't get to play much last year. So those are all good excuses. They're all reality. I've never made excuses since I've been here, but I think I've done them a disservice that we are not where we're going to be a month from now. And part of the reason is because we have so many new parts that we're putting in there with maybe the mainstays, you know, Arnie was hurt early in the year. The mainstays should be the three. Two of the three are playing pretty well. The other one's got to play much better, and that's putting pressure on Aaron. That's why he's in the position he's in. He should put pressure on your best players. But I think Aaron will respond, and I think when you're not making shots like you think you can, Rocket in particular, then you don't play as hard on the other end.
When you talk about wanting to see more intangibles out of Aaron, what sort of things fall in that category?
Well, running the lane. You haven't seen a fast break dunk yet. You haven't seen any of that. Offensive rebounding. You know, he's done a average job at that. Defending like he can defend, we should be able to put him on a 1, 2, 3, or 4. I mean, Aaron said something to me the other day that I thought was funny. He says, well, I've got to defend and rebound and pass and guard. And I said, yes, that's what you got to do. You know, is that very hard? I mean, what do you think you do in basketball? But, you know, when guys move up from, as we say, the butler to Robin to Batman, you know, as you move up, sometimes it takes an adjustment. It's not just, oh boy, you get to be Robin now, or oh boy, you get to be the butler now, and oh boy, you get to be Batman now, and I think guys have realized it's a little harder. The funny thing is struggling as it's been and as hard as it's been on Cassius, his numbers are actually, he's actually done a better job and probably deserves more credit than I give him on that.
What about